So I think the topic that I'm going to kind of just openly share, as well as kind of get my thoughts around, and obviously take it with a grain of salt. My opinion's mine, and just what I've observed within my own experience, as well as just how things have played out. So topic is online dating, dating apps, Tinder, that kind of stuff. And I mean, absolutely, I'm gonna be the first to say, like, I've used them. I've dated a couple people, meeting them from dating apps, um, and I think the key thing that comes up from within that I've noticed is when I've had the experience of going on dating apps, is usually coming from the space of lack, of what I'm lacking. So certain needs not being met, being in relationship, being closer, intimacy, love, experience, that kind of stuff. And reflecting back on previous experiences on dating apps where I've held held myself a certain way, communicated a certain way, talked a certain way, etc., which is all me. I've also noticed it's this chasing, seeking validation, seeking attention, validating some sort of internal monologue or internal story that I'm telling myself. And I think, if anything, I mean, noticing where I haven't been on dating apps, and I mean, almost a year at this point, since my last partner. So that would have been September, almost a year. Anyway, I notice that reflecting back on those previous experiences, I was always chasing some form of connection, wanting to be in partnership, experience love, experience all of the emotions that were otherwise kind of like stuffed down, or almost that I wasn't letting myself feel, and those would only come out in partnership. So that's its own can of worms to kind of break down. But the main point I'm getting to is, just from the video I've seen from both men, women, as well as everyone within the spectrum of dating, there's a lot of conversation back and forth of, oh, it's difficult dating as men, difficult dating as women, and absolutely valid. Definitely don't want to invalidate there. I think with my own experience that I've observed is online dating, in the way that it is, the way that it's constructed, it takes away the experience really, like going up, talking to a guy or gal for the first time, building that confidence, experiencing rejection in a in-person, real-time way. And I think that's one of the key things that's really lacking, because of course it's scary, of course it's mind-numbing and exhilarating, and there's a lot of fear, and these stories we tell ourselves when we walk up to an attractive woman and say, hey, I like you, I don't know why, but I like you, and I'd like to find out why. And on social media, or even social media dating, etc., online dating, like, we see these pictures and few words, and then we create this entire persona of a person, right? We create this version of them based off of what information they've given us. And then we start dating, we start becoming intimate, etc., with these people, and no fault of their own, they don't live up to this persona we create of them. So there's this very limited amount of actually getting to know someone, very limited amount of courting, dating, getting to experience this person in all kinds of settings. And when they, at least in my experience, when I or a person I've dated through a dating app, it's, some of these things aren't adding up that we've created in our minds, that I created in my mind, right? And I think, if anything, again, to kind of narrow it down and get to a point, is like, we need it, as a lot of us, and I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with dating apps. It's just, I'm past that point of wanting to be on dating apps. So key point one is getting off dating apps. Get off the dating app, do a feminine or masculine cleanse, rid yourself of this seeking attention or validating energy and really focus on yourself, because there's nothing wrong with that. Being able to fulfill yourself or sustain yourself and meeting your own needs, being fully whole and complete, and then choosing to, to date. Not to say you have to listen to me in the slightest, but just observations of myself that I am then sharing. Key point 2 is, I would definitely say, within my own experiences, choose to talk to people, choose to meet people. And yes, absolutely, you can still use dating apps. That's, there's a reason behind them. Meeting people that you otherwise wouldn't be able to meet because of timing, because of, your schedule, their schedule, etc. But what I've come to find, especially in this time where I'm not using dating apps, where I'm not dating at all, and I'm choosing to really focus on myself, focus on what I'm doing, is putting attention and energy into spaces or places or experiences that bring you to life, that bring out your best self, which is yourself all the time, except for when you're acting based off patterns or stories, and that's a whole other thing again. But going to the gym, going to CrossFit, going to, the golf course, going to, Comic Cons, like all these different things or experiences that we do, or that any of us do, where we find a lot of joy and freedom and life out of, and put more attention in that. Whether that's also joining a men's group, joining a women's group, going to therapy, getting a coach, whatever it might be, but also putting more back into yourself so that you can sustain yourself. And then when it comes time to, at your desertion, say you're ready to get back into dating, whether you're trying to or not, getting clear on what you look for in a partner, it slowly starts to orient you within these spaces where you can find that partner. Because what comes to mind, and I'm rambling, a little bit longer video, of course, but wouldn't be me if it wasn't, is, say you have this laundry list of things that you look for in a partner, where they're smart, they're funny, they're intellectual, they're into taking care of themselves, working out, whether it's gym, CrossFit, karate, whatever it might be. I don't think any of us could find a person that is into those things in areas or spaces or places that those things aren't held or done or experienced, right? So if I want to meet someone who's into karate like I am, although I'm not personally into karate, but let's say you are, I wouldn't go to the Ohio State Fair or the Florida, Comic Con convention looking for a person specifically that does karate. I would go to my local karate dojo. I don't know if it's called dojo, but local karate place, and I would fully experience and be present with that. Train, practice, learn, and who knows, So it just kind of keeping it short there. That's the train of thought, is live life fully, be present, experience everything that you can, have fun, grow, make mistakes. Like, your person will show up when it's time, and it's always on time. And get off social media dating apps. I don't know. Go out, say hi to people, meet people, be kind to people, be a good man, good woman, good person. Yeah. Have a good day.